Morning all, Tim here, and it's September morning, end of September morning, and I love this kind of time of year actually, just as it's coming into autumn. Colour starts to change in the trees and in the woods. We start to see different behaviour happening with the wildlife, and it's quite enchanting, isn't it? I haven't done any filming for a while, so yeah, not so much filming over the course of the last 2 or 3 months. The main reason for that is, as normal I guess, family, work and everything else surrounding that comes front and centre, and actually my family and I have moved house over the summer, so that's been a significant haul, but glad to say we're all settled in now into our new house and enjoying it, and we're actually closer to these lovely woodlands that we've got surrounding us. I wanted to say a big thank you really to a whole bunch of people, and I won't try and name all of them, but I've been to a couple of the meets this year. We went to the Bushcraft show, I went to the Edale meet, I subsequently went to the prepper meet that Funky Prepper arranged, and then I went to the wilderness gathering, some with my family, some on my own, and I've been really pleased and impressed with the welcome that I've had from the community. Yeah, so as I was saying, I've been really pleased with the welcome that I've got from the community, and a number of individuals particularly, which is really well, I've just been very impressed by that. Impressed in the fact that what could be very kind of niche-y, cliquey behaviour, as people define their groups, and be kind of restrictive to new people coming in, has not actually been apparent. I think, like anything, the first step is to make yourself known to these individuals and just rock up and ask to be introduced and say hi. I think when you get over that, and people see that what you're all about, then actually the reaction is very welcoming, and I'd encourage everyone, and if you heard this from a number of people on YouTube, but if you do want to be part of this community, this bushcraft prepping community, then the first thing is to show an interest, get out there and start doing it and making sure that it's something that you want to do, and they can make a commitment to get to some of these meetings and make sure that you're known. One of the things that I've done, which again may be useful to you, is and interesting, the reaction from some people, which has been quite funny, is as I was going to these prepper meets and bushcraft meets, I actually got some business cards done. Yeah, I got some business cards done. They weren't very expensive, from a well-known business card maker, Vistaprint, actually, which were quite reasonable, and I just put my details on there, my obviously my alias, my name, not my full name, just my first name, my email address, that's part of my alias email address, and actually my personal telephone number. Now, I know that's some people in the community kind of had a bit of a wry smile on their face when they saw it, but I remember Eddie McTightwad calling me very posh to have those things, which was quite amusing and funny. I know he was only joking, but for me there was a point here of making an interaction with somebody and then letting them know post that quick interaction who I was, and having a little business card that they can hold on to just reminds them, after all of the people that they've met, that what my name was and what my alias and what my YouTube channel was. So I'm actually in a fairly new wood here. As you can see, most of this it's oak, but again, it's amazing this time of year when you see the new growth of what's happening. I just wanted to show you a few things really. So interestingly now, the mushrooms and fungi are arriving, obviously, and here's one lot, which is interesting. I'll look underneath that. Oops. Sorry, mushroom, didn't mean to do that. But again, it's always worth taking quite a lot of pictures of the fungi just to get some, I guess, positive identification. That's one I can see. Another, some more here. One's already been picked up. That's kind of got a bluish tint to it, really. Interesting. I'm no mycologist, so I'm not going to say what these are, but I will have a look when I get home in my numerous books. A whole group of them here, fairly big. Again, let's just oops. That's interesting, isn't it? Slightly. Yeah, I haven't really got a real clear view of what those are. These are a lot smaller, and again, not sure entirely what these are. These are all round oak at the moment, newly sprouted oak. And interestingly, I've got these little things here. Look at those. Very nice. I shall obviously wash my hands thoroughly after this, but that's an interesting one. And wow. Again, another one underneath oak. These look like puffballs. Yeah, some kind of, I think, very squishy. We've got spores in those. Hey, that was a mushroom fungi interlude. Hopefully some of you guys can give me some indication of what those are. I'll work on it myself. Anyway, the other thing that I did this year, and again, I don't know how people feel about this, but again, just to solidify my identity a little bit more, and to I guess focus people's attention on who I am and what I am, I got myself a logo. Really quick and easy to do online with the logo services site. Put put in the details of what I was looking for, and they came back with some ideas. So the logo, I was pretty pleased with it actually. It came back as a round, like, tree of life with what seemed to be kind of book leaves or book pages at the bottom of the logo of the tree, and it was just very weird how it came back like that. So very specific to what I wanted. The colouring was good. The round kind of circular logo I thought was good, because it was this kind of tree of life. I thought that was good, and whilst it didn't have the roots going into the ground like a typical tree of life, it got this kind of what seemed to be kind of book or knowledge leaves at the bottom of it, and I thought, yeah, I'll have that. So essentially got myself a logo and put that onto the cards that I was giving out, and also had it on a t-shirt with my alias on there. Again, not too expensive, 4 or 5 quid for a t-shirt, and again, I just wanted to make sure that when I interact with people, I kind of recognised the logo myself, and came away knowing who I was. So just a few tips, I guess, that kind of worked for me this year. So there's been a lot of people that I've come across, and again, I want to thank all of you for making me welcome, bringing me into conversations and giving me knowledge, and interacting with me socially on social media. A couple of people then, Del Weber from Redpath Knife and Tool, thanks mate, a lot of good energy and vibe from you over the course of the last 12 or 18 months, really kind of encouraging me to get out and get in, as it were, get out into the forest, get into the community, start putting some videos up. So thanks mate, I know you've been through a few up and downs this year, and keep your chin up mate. Everybody's behind you, and your products are top class, world class mate. Been really pleased with the two, 3 knives that I've had from you. They're just the absolute dogs, nads. So never question that mate, never question your product, never question what you're doing. You're doing a great job. Secondly, at the Prepper Meet, met up with Sandy from Jack Law. Sandy, even in the kind of couple of hours that I spent with you, I just got a lot of insight to what you do and how you do it and what you're all about, and really appreciate that. Lee at LB Custom Knives, we met very briefly at the Bushcraft show and then at the Prepper Meet. Mate, the connection that I felt I had with you was really cool, mate. After a quick conversation and getting to know you a little bit better, just great to connect with you, mate. Really enjoyed that. Hey, also at the Prepper Meet and at the Wilderness Gathering, I saw Paul Neanderthal 62, I think his handle is. What a great guy. Just really cool, quick interaction, but really feel as though you make a connection with somebody, and yeah, thanks for that mate, really good to catch up with you. Grizzly J at the Prepper meeting and the Wilderness Gathering, mate, you really took the time to come and speak to me, particularly at the Wilderness Gathering. Me and my family really appreciate that. I'd love to spend some more time with you mate and get to know you a bit better, but thanks for your support. Eddie, Mac Tightwood, saw you at Edale, was your first interaction, and then again at the Prepper Meet and Wilderness Gathering. And mate, I really respect what you're doing on your channel, really great ideas, and keep those ideas coming mate, they're really inspirational for me. I want to start doing some of that stuff myself. Dave Fryers, been connected on Instagram for a while, finally got to meet up with you at the prepper meet at the Wilderness Gathering. Again, thanks mate. Again, I think we're kind of like-minded in the things that we like, and the kit that we like, and again, love to spend some more time with you mate. Thanks for your support. Darren, Funky Prepper, seen you a couple of times now at your prepper meets. I know you get a lot of attention at these places and a lot of things that you do, but thanks for giving me a bit of time. Really enjoyed the time having a quick beer with you and the lads in the last prepper meet. So again, thanks for making me feel welcome. And also at the Ideal meet, obviously Lenny and Co. Really appreciate you taking me in and making me feel welcome. Mr. Scooty, got some really good products from you, and been good to interact with you on social media. Paul 51 Foxy, again, good to see you at the ADL meet, and good interaction with you on social media. Martin at Outlander, again, great to see you at Edale, and then again at the Wilderness Gathering. FP Forest Prepper and the guys at Camp Shaky, particularly at the Wilderness Gathering, really appreciate you taking the time to making me feel welcome. And you Camp Shaky guys, I'm really looking forward to getting to know you guys more. I will be trying to do my best to get to the winter Camp Shaky meet down on the Wales border. Anyway, a lot of shout outs there, and probably a lot more that I've come across on my travels this year, and I'm sorry if I haven't mentioned directly, but you know you guys are, and I really appreciate the support and the welcome that you've given me, so thank you. So anyway, after that monstrous amount of shout outs, there was something that I wanted to show you today, which is a new purchase I'm pretty pleased with. I wouldn't call this a review, it's literally a day old, wearing it for the first time, but I wanted to give you a first look at something. I know this brand is pretty well known in the bushcraft community, and there's a lot of people that like this kind of jacket. So it's a Fjallraven, I don't know how you pronounce it actually, there's lots of different people pronouncing it different, but Fjallraven jacket, and it's the Smock #1. So let me just take you through the jacket and what I've seen so far. So I've just rigged up a little clothes hanger. Looks like the Scarecrow, doesn't it? As you can see, it's a fairly big jacket, and for me that's great. I absolutely want this jacket to be something that I can have on in the summer, but equally that I can have in the winter, and put things underneath. And this, so far, on the face of it, it's a medium-sized jacket, really does that for me. You'll see it's got fairly generous amounts of pockets on the front that are buttoned up. I think I quite like these. The fact that they're buttoned is good for me. You've got fairly generous pocket space here, both on the front too, and then obviously on the sides you've got again fairly generous pockets. And I quite like the fact that they've reinforced the pockets at the bottom. You can see, and again, fairly generous in terms of pocket space. I like this idea of just putting a little bit of elastic on here just to keep things in over and above the pockets, and that's really cool for me. You've got pockets, also zip pockets on the side, and to the front, which again, good space for lots of kit. The idea here for me again is having a jacket where I can have most of the things that I need in specific spaces, specific places, and use this almost like a bug out jacket rather than bug out bag. Obviously the nice little logo there. Saying that, however, it doesn't seem to be that well stitched. What I like about this jacket is obviously the G1000 material, which obviously you can wax in the field and make waterproof. I've had varying. I've got a Sarek jacket at the moment. I've got to say I've had varying performance on that, even with a lot of wax on it. So I'm hoping this will be different. The difference here, of course, is you've got the reinforced G1000 material on the shoulders, on the arms here, and some on the back as well. I'll show you the back in a minute. That's pretty cool for me. The hood is fairly generous with the ability to pull things in on the side, togs and pulls on the front as well to just bring that in. This is a jacket that essentially is made to have a belt round it for outdoor work. Fairly generous and chunky zip, and then obviously buttons on the front as well. So I think it looks great. I think the pocket space is great. I really like the look and feel of the smock, and I really like the fact that they've reinforced the places that need it. And yeah, those little leather touches on the zips, again, really nice. I like that. Let's turn it around. This is the back, and in case you can see fairly generous amounts of reinforced material on the shoulders, on the arms, on the back. I particularly like, again, these two back pockets for those that shoot. Or I've got some of the barber jackets. Sometimes you get those back pockets for game. This to me is great. Just another lot of pockets that I can essentially put kit in that I need from time to time. Very generous in terms of the pockets. Let's have a look. Again, the elasticated pockets here, very generous here in these pockets. So I guess the balance here is what you want to put in them versus the weight. Obviously, whatever you put in your back here, you're not going to be able to sit down particularly well, I guess. So you need to be careful of that. But I think, again, good for kind of pouches, collecting things, foraging, whatever you need. I really like the look of this jacket. It seems to fit and fit well. So the only thing, the difference between the Sarek that I've got and this is that the Sarek has some Velcro around the cuffs. This has just got two press studs. So I'm a pretty slim chap, so whilst the length of this is pretty good, just above my wrist, so below my wrist onto my hand is where it falls. Actually, I could probably done with another press stud here. But that being said, once you've got a jumper on and gloves and stuff such like, it's probably absolutely spot on. The hood, there's a whole bunch of, I quite like this on the back, nice touch to hang up. The hood has got both a Velcro pull and a kind of bungee pull in the back, so again it fits nicely, it's very generous. And yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it actually. Like I say, not had any more than a day in it so far, but and this is by no means a review, it's just really to give you a view of what the jacket looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks. Obviously the hood fairly sizable in terms of it's got a bit of metal around here, so you can start to mould it as you want. But it's pretty big in terms of the hood space, which is good. So you can pull that in if you want. It's pretty cool. Folds back fairly easily. Jacket itself, you can see that fairly lengthy. Fairly lengthy, and it's but again, that's what I want. I want that jacket to be just covering like a bit of a good smock should be. Cuffs, as I've said, maybe a little bit more for me in terms of the clips, but again, once you've got stuff in there in terms of jumper and such like, I think that's okay. So yeah, you can see the length. It's pretty good. Suits me. Just my backside. Pretty pleased with it in terms of size, I think. Yeah, there you go. Fjallraven Smock #1. Some rowans still about. Pretty sure they're rowans anyway. In the forest. The spoils of autumn. So there's my little walk in the woods. Not a forest, as I said earlier, but it is a national forest, but I would class this as a woods. And a few shout outs, a few details as to why I've been a little bit inactive on YouTube, etc. And a little look on something that I've just purchased. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all soon. I'd love to get your comments. I'd love to get some feedback on how my videos look and what I'm presenting. So speak to you all soon. Thanks a lot.